Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for coming to the after lunch session. So this is focusing on early career research. So we're going to have several talks. I'm going to do a little introduction. My name is Angela. I'm with California Chapter Society Freshwater Science, and I'm also a member of the Society Freshwater Science Early Career Committee. And so we're going to have this session. This is sponsored by the Early Career Committee and Cal SFS, as well as National SFS. And so I just wanted to give a reminder to our speakers, our panelists, as well as the audience members that we will be recording this. It will be available online at Society Freshwater Science website on the Early Career webpage. And so this is a resource that we want to have to provide for early career scientists. So first off, before I get started, can we have everybody stand up? Everybody stand up. Let's all rise. After lunch, right? Okay. Okay, good. So if you graduated more than 11 years ago, sit down. Great. Okay, so look around. So everybody that's standing, you are either considered early career or you're going to be an early career freshwater scientist soon, right? So thank you guys. You guys can sit down. So that's why this panel is so important. This presentation section is so important. Impacts a lot of people. Thank you guys for hearing me. So I'm going to talk just a little intro about this, talking about synergistic activities, introduction to early careers in the aquatic science. And I want to thank my co-partner for this, which is Zach Compson. He is the president of the early career, or he's the chair of the early career committee for Society Freshwater Science. So why do we need to focus on early career? You know, early career, we're no longer students, but you're not yet fully established in the career. And maybe you're in a job before your final career. And these are some quotes from early career members in Society Freshwater Science. So at annual meetings, I felt like I was stuck outside of the two main social groups of grad students and established professionals and professors, right? Have we all felt like that at some point, right? You don't fit in that section. Maybe we need to make early career needs front and center as an issue to focus on. So too many societies talk about the emphasis on early career researchers, right? Getting new researchers into the field, into the society. But the society will not exist in the future without those early career researchers of today. So these are both very important points that some members, early career members, brought up. So Society Freshwater Science came out with a mission. They wanted to really delve in and focus on these early careers because it is that overlooked demographic in freshwater science. And the first thing was defining what is early career, right? So if you're members of other societies, maybe there's some ambiguity between what the definition of early career is. For Society Freshwater Science, we defined it roughly. We're still, working it out and seeing if it even needs a more refined definition, but it's within 10 years of graduation in your terminal degree. But I will also accept those. Maybe you want to go on to a PhD, you have a master's, you're not sure, and you're working in the meantime, you're still early career. We will take you in. And this is because support is needed regardless of your employment, whether you are in academia, government, nonprofit, or the private sectors. You still need some of that support, if you're no longer a student, but you're not yet fully established and have a lot of resources. So the Early Career Committee formed in 2016, and the purpose of this is to identify and provide the support for these early career freshwater scientists. And the first thing they did was they sent out a survey to all their members or anybody in the society that identified as early career. And this is what they got. So this is the composition of early career membership. So we have about 63% identified in academia. Government was about a quarter. And then consulting, private, and other NGOs were less. Now keep in mind, this is a society, mostly academic research society. So this is the composition. We're going to be doing another survey probably in 2 years here, and we'll see how this changes as we increase our membership. But one of the things of this survey was to see, well, what do early careers want? What do they need? And so the survey resulted in about 64% respondents identified the need for workshops to help strengthen their career development, as well as relevant presentations and special sessions. And that's what this is today going to cover. And then, of course, we wanted a supportive community. Just like when you're a student, you have that supportive student community, same thing for early careers. And this is really important for SFS because we're now international organization, and so we're expanding, and so we want to make sure that we are connecting with all of the early careers that are out there. So here's an example of a benefit for early careers in the joint science meeting coming up in June in Wisconsin and Madison. It's joint between ASLO, which is Limnology and Oceanography Association, and SFS. And we are going to have a workshop from the Simmer Center, CIMER, and this is for mentorship development. So, you know, if you want to go into the sciences, you want to become a professor, you want to engage with students, you want to be a good mentor, this will give you some of those tools to be able to do that. And it's only available for those that are in the early careers in SFS. And it's a very valuable workshop. The goal is that it's dedicated to improving research mentoring relationships among all career stages, post-secondary researchers. And I would also say that it's valuable for anybody, not just researchers, but managers, leaders, and supervisors who need to improve their relationships in science-based disciplines. And so this is a benefit that we have for our early career members. So some of the other benefits that we have are travel funds, of course. Everybody loves money, be able to go travel, learn and develop your careers and network. And the Society of Freshwater Science Board of Directors, they're very committed to this, okay? One thing they really want to do is have these resources available. They're fundraising like crazy right now to be able to support not just students, but early careers in their society. So for example, in 2018, 2019, we had about $5,000 available. We did not use all of that. We didn't have enough applicants. We wanted people to attend our meetings and travel, and we had to release our application period several times just because we weren't getting the applicants that we weren't getting enough applicants to spend all the money. So encourage you guys, if you're early career and you're interested in going to any of the future meetings. We have one that, like I said, ASLO is the joint, that's in 2020, and then in 2021 we're going to Brisbane, Australia, and the Society of Freshwater Science is so dedicated to this that they are aiming, this is what they want. They want to have 50 early career travel awards for Madison, and they want 100 early career people to represent SFS in Australia. So, I mean, who doesn't want to go to Australia? Come on, be fun. So if you have any questions about this, you can always talk to me. Okay, so particularly for me, this is really personal. I love early career. I was able to travel to Detroit's meeting last year in 2018 and present. I did my grad school in Michigan, so when I went back, I was able to connect with people. I was able to present my research on invasive red swamp crayfish, which I presented at this meeting in 2017. And Michigan had just had an introduction of red swamp crayfish that year, so it was really cool for me to be able to go and share my results with them and network, and I was only able to do that because I got a grant from early career. I was between jobs. I had left one job, was starting another one. I didn't have any support from either job to be able to go, and I was able to get a $1,000 travel reward to go and participate in that meeting. And when I was there, of course, I got to hang out with Cal SFS folks, so this was some of our marketing that we had for our chapter meeting, and so it was great to be able to see people from California, in Michigan, and get that support. So for me, it's personal, and I want to make sure that other people have that opportunity. So you guys are probably thinking, this is great. How do I get involved? So you want to join SFS, of course, and you're from California. You're working in California, so you want to join the chapter, the California chapter. And so you can look up about our chapter under My SFS. If you go to the SFS webpage, it'll go down. It'll have the chapters. You click on it. Keep in mind there's lots of other chapters available. So the presentation, the panel today is going to be recorded and put on this website in the early career section. And so anybody that's out there that's watching it, just know that there's lots of chapters that you can join, and if there's not one in your area, think about starting one. So another benefit today is the session that we're having, and this is how you guys are getting involved right now. So later on, we're going to have a panel, and so we want to encourage discussion and questions from the audience, from you guys. And just so you know that this is all supported by a grant from SFS called Synergizing Activity Among Committees. It's called the SAC Award. And this grant also supported the student poster session that we had. And so we are really indebted to SFS for being able to support this, this session, this panel, and the student poster awards. And we just want to make sure that this is, for you. So if there's anything that you have questions about, you can ask us. And this is to provide you as early careers or soon-to-be early careers, if you're students, a chance to learn from some of these diverse group of freshwater scientists. They're going to talk a little bit about their research as well as their experiences as working as early career in the freshwater sciences. So we're going to have the presentations first, and then at 3 p.m. we'll have like a 5-minute transition period where we'll have all the speakers come up, and they'll sit here, and then we'll have a couple questions for them from Nick and I will be moderating, and then all of this will be available on the website there. It should be in a couple weeks. So thank you guys so much for coming here after lunch, spending your time with us. Thank you to our presenters, panelists, and the water boards for helping us provide this venue too with their California Bioassessment Work Group meeting too.